as well as on the way back. Muawiyah said, "It was Allah and not you who killed them." Yazid had also said to Imam Sajjad, "A praise be to Allah who has killed your father." Imam Sajjad said, "Curse of Allah be on him who has killed my father." Ibn Abul Hadid says, "During this exercise, Busr ibn Artat killed 30,000 people and burnt many alive." Like Busr, Muslim ibn Uqba al-Mari 18 also became Yazid's agent. He followed Busr's policy in the incident of Hira, and he is in Yemen. But Yazid's conduct was not more surprising than that of his father. Massacres and murders in the sanctuaries of Mecca and Medina, killing of innocent children and robbing ornaments off women by Muawiyah and his agents prompted some people to say Muawiyah was a better politician than Imam Ali. Of course, Imam Ali and those like him were not experts in creating mischief and resorting to killings and plunder. It was Muawiyah who possessed greatness in the matter of such politics and was indeed a great politician in the view of those who think like him. Amr bin al-As. Lane Zarnakshari's Rabi al-Abrar, it is mentioned that the mother of Amr ibn al-As, Nabiga, was a woman of loose morals and she had illegal relations with Abu Lahab, Umayyah ibn Khalaf, Hisham ibn Mughira and Abu Sufyan ibn Harb. But when Amr was born, she said that his father was al-As ibn Wa'il and thus absolved the said four persons from sin. When Nabiga was asked why she selected al-Az as Amr's father, she replied, "Because as compared to others he spends more on me and my children." But it is said that Amr resembled Abu Sufyan more than the other four. Exegists have unanimously stated that Amr's father, al-Az ibn Wa'il said, "I hate Muhammad, the Abtar." 19 Thereupon Allah revealed the verse, "Surely your enemy is the one who shall be without posterity." 108. 3. Amr ibn al-As was of those who were inimical to the Holy Prophet and called him a liar and troublemaker. He fought against the Holy Prophet with the army of polytheists and composed a 70-line satire poem. The Prophet invoked Allah, "My Lord, I do not write poetry, so you curse him 1,000 times for every letter of his poem." On the basis of this, Amr ibn al-As is accursed in the view of Allah and His Messenger. 20. At the time of the migration of the Muslims to Ethiopia, Ibn al-Az went to see King Negus to petition him to deport the Muslims to Mecca. 21. Towards the end of Uthman's reign, Amr instigated people to rise against him. However, after the murder of the latter, he joined hands with others to demand retaliation and opposed Imam Ali. Amr said to Aisha, "I wish you had been killed in the battle of Jamal." Aisha said, "May your father die. Why should I have been killed?" Amr replied, "It would have been a great blemish on Ali's reputation." 22. During the time of Umar, Amr ibn al-As was the governor of Egypt. While holding the post, he was guilty of excesses and embezzlement. So, Umar confiscated his property. Amr had sold his faith to Muawiyah on the condition that Muawiyah would appoint him as governor of Egypt and not inquire into other matters. Regarding Amr, his slave has said, "He fought against Imam Ali, because he was a man of hereafter, and defended Muawiyah because he was the slave of this world." According to Makrizi in Al-Qutad and Ibn Athir in Kamil Fit Tariq, Muawiyah appointed Amr ibn al-Az as governor of Egypt because the people there were Shia. Sheikh Abu Zahra writes in Al-Mazahib, "Al-Ilamiyah, people of Egypt, embraced Shi'ism during the time of Uthman." 23. Amir al-Mu'minin Imam Ali had appointed Qays ibn Sa'd al-Ansari as the governor of Egypt and after him, Muhammad ibn Abi Bakr was appointed in his place. Muawiyah dispatched an army of 4,000 to Egypt under the command of Amr. This army included Muawiyah ibn Khadij, Abi Awar Salmi and Abdur Rahman ibn Abi Bakr. Amr's army scattered the forces of Muhammad, and Muhammad took refuge in a ruin. When Amr's soldiers captured Muhammad and brought him out of the ruins, he was about to die of thirst. When he asked for water, Ibn Khadij said, "If I give you water, may Allah never quench my thirst." According to another report, Muhammad was stuffed in a donkey hide and burned alive. 24. The shock of Muhammad bin Abi Bakr's death. When the news of the murder of Muhammad reached Imam Ali, he said, "I have never been grieved so much during these battles as I have been today on the death of Muhammad." Those present said, "You grieve for him too much." Imam Ali replied, "Why shouldn't I? Muhammad was the son of my wife and brother of my children, and I am his father." 25. Imam Ali dispatched Malik al-Ashtar with a huge force to recover Egypt. When Muawiyah came to know about it, he summoned a landowner of Arish and said to him, "If you can poison Malik to death, I will not take land revenue from you for 20 years. When Malik reached Arish, the landowner served him poisoned honey sherbet. Malik passed away immediately, and Muawiyah's soldiers killed the landowner. When His Eminence, Ali, received this shocking news, he said, "Lidin-e-wal, gom." These words are uttered at a time when one is helpless and cannot do anything. When the news of Malik's death reached Muawiyah, he said, "Allah has some armies, one of which is honey." When Muawiyah had given poisoned honey to the farmer to kill Malik, he told the people to curse Malik. So, the people cursed him. And when the news of Malik's death was brought to him, he said to the people, "See how soon your prayer is granted." It drives one mad to think that through deceit, pious servants of Allah are killed with poison, and all these heinous acts are attributed to Allah, and it is further taken as an outcome of prayers to him. Doubtlessly, Muawiyah wanted to say that it was not he that committed these crimes. Muawiyah rebukes his son in the words of Prophet Adam and says, "You lie to Allah, to your father Adam, to your mother Eve and to one another. And not being contented with this, you deceive yourselves and lie to yourselves." 26. Muawiyah was not content with just his army. He also dispatched equipped detachments of expert mercenaries who destroyed, plundered, and killed the people. He deputed such detachments under the command of Yazid ibn Shajara, Abdur Rahman ibn Qays, Zuhair ibn Makul, Muslim ibn Uqba and Abdullah ibn Masada. He himself also assumed the command of some of such detachments and marched up to the Tigris to wreak havoc. 27. Professor Abbas Mahmud Akkad writes, Muawiyah's agents were trained experts in their fields. They were cunning hounds that hunted excessively. Single quote. The Christian Lebanese writer George Jordak writes, supporters of Bani Umayyah consisted of two groups. First were those whose conscience could be purchased through bribes, and second, those who had low morals and were enemies of the righteous people. Muawiyah's soldiers were always in search of human blood. They were especially fond of killing the elderly, women, and children. To create terror and flee quickly was their usual practice. As against the methods adopted by Muawiyah's army, the soldiers of Imam Ali were extremely sluggish. He was so much distressed with their attitude that he prayed, "O Lord, give me better people than these." One day he said to his companions, "Woe be to you, you set out with me to fight and then run away from the battlefield. By Allah, I wish to die with the truth of my goal and faith, because a great comfort is hidden in it. In this way, I shall be relieved of conversing with you and bearing hardships. I don't know why that evil man is delaying his arrival." Imam Ali was eager that Ibn Muljim might relieve him of the mischief of the Iraqis as early as possible. How strange. Imam Ali used to wish for his death. He didn't want to legitimize the forbidden acts and to achieve his object by employing diplomacy of deceit and fraud. Since Imam Ali craved for death, he called the people of Iraq to accompany him for jihad, then wished they may leave him alone in the battlefield and flee as they habitually did so that he might be martyred, and his sacrifice be accepted by Allah. Despite this, people ask, why did Imam Hassan make peace with Muawiyah when the Iraqi army was available? Were the Iraqis faithful to Imam Hassan's father that he could have relied on them? Thus, it is not correct to say that Imam Hassan made peace with Muawiyah to avoid bloodshed, to maintain Muslim unity and end the war. The son of Allah's messenger made peace because he had too few supporters to fight a war. The men who were apparently with him were, in reality, against him. 1. Yazid was the elder brother of Muawiyah. He embraced Islam at the time of the conquest of Mecca and was present at the Battle of Hunayn. The Meccan infidels who embraced Islam were given some gifts by the Holy Prophet in order to make them more loyal to Islam. So, the Prophet gave 40 camels and 40 ounces of silver to Yazid. Abu Bakr made Yazid commander of the army and sent him to Syria. He escorted him on foot. Umar first appointed him the governor of Palestine and later governor of Sham, Syria. Upon his death, Umar appointed Muawiyah as the governor of Syria and he ruled Syria till the time of his death. Usid ul-Ghaba, Volume 5, pg. 1122. One day Abu Sufyan was riding a camel. His sons, Yazid and Muawiyah, were walking by his side. Seeing them, the Holy Prophet remarked, "Curse of Allah be on the one who is ahead, one who is behind and the one who is mounted." 3. It is mentioned in Sahih Bukhari, Volume 2, pg. 69, published Dar ul-Ishat Karachi, that at the time of the construction of the masjid, the Holy Prophet cleared dust from the head of Ammar, saying, "Alas! A rebellious group will murder Ammar. Ammar would be calling them to Allah, and they would be calling them to hell." 4. Allama Sheikh Hassan Muzaffar, Dalilis Sid Q, Volume 3, pg. 213. 5. The Jahiliyyah ignorance practice, referring to the pre-Islamic era. Note of al-islam.org. 6. In order to make Yazid the caliph, Muawiyah had Walid's son Abdur Rahman also eliminated because his father was a popular leader, and he was himself a claimant to leadership. In the same way, Muawiyah also removed from his path some individuals from his own clan who were vying for caliphate. Ostad Murtaza Mutahari, Maktal Mutahar, pg 106. 7. People of Damascus asked Imam Nasai to recount the virtues of Muawiyah. He said, "Wasn't Muawiyah satisfied with being equal to the caliphs that he should need his virtues being recounted?" Then he said, "I have not heard any tradition about Muawiyah better than this. May Allah not fill his belly." Upon this the Syrians beat him up so much that he died. Once the Holy Prophet sent Ibn Abbas to summon Muawiyah. Ibn Abbas returned and informed the Holy Prophet that Muawiyah was having his meals. The Prophet summoned him again, but he was told once again that he was taking his meals. When this happened the third time, the Prophet said, "May Allah not fill his belly." Sahih Muslim, Volume 8, pg. 27. Tariq ibn Kathir, Volume 8, pg. 119. Ansab al-Ashraf, pg. 532. Mention is made about "May Allah not fill his belly" in Naj al-Balagha also. Amir al-Mu'minin said, "Soon after me there would be put on you a man with a broad mouth and a big belly. He would swallow whatever he gets and would crave for what he does not get. You should kill him, but I know you would not kill him. He would command you to abuse me and to renounce me. As for abusing, you do abuse me because that would mean purification for me and salvation for you. As regards renunciation, you should not renounce me because I have been born on the natural religion Islam and was foremost in accepting it, as well as in Hijra, migrating from Mecca to Medina." 8. The author was probably referring to a translated version of a book by Wellhausen. He wrote a book, Das Arabisch Reich und seine Sturs, which, in its time, was the standard modern account of the Umayyad history 1902. The English translation, The Arab Kingdom and Its Fall, was published in 1927. Note by alislam.org. 9. Shar Naj al-Balagha, Ibn Abul Hadid, Volume I, pg. 44, Old Edition. 10. Naila was Uthman's wife. Note of al-islam.org. 11. Nu'man ibn Bashir was not as cruel as Ibn Ziyad, which is why he was dismissed from the governorship of Kufa. It was this same Nu'man ibn Bashir who escorted the al-Bayt to Medina after they were released from the prison of Syria. He behaved in amicable manner to the al-Bayt. 12. Literally meaning, hand of Allah. 13. Shar Naj al-Balagha, Volume 2, pg 301. 14. In Usid ul-Ghaba, Volume 2, pg. 178, his name is mentioned as Zarki. 15. Ibn Abul Hadid, Shar Naj al-Balagha,